Alrighty, what is up, y'all? The newest Disney Villainous expansion is finally here. Well, I will say it's not officially here. There was a small mistake on the website, and it was available to order for a very, very short time, but I was able to get a copy of one of the expansions. So, without further ado, this is Disney Villainous Treacherous Tides. Now, if you are not familiar, this is featuring the very first live-action villain from Davy Jones, which is from the Pirates of the Caribbean franchise. And then we also have Tamatoa from Moana. So this is essentially what the box looks like. It's pretty nice, pretty slick. Now, this does not feature the Target exclusive, where Tamatoa will have the very nice exclusive mover. So, without further ado, let's crack this bad boy open. Pause for effect, and there we go, y'all. Alright, let's look at it. Obviously, this is the instruction guide. You have Davy Jones's mover, the two villain decks, Tamatoa, and then he also has a Maui deck. You also have treasure tokens, your power tokens, and all that. So this is pretty much the same guide as every single expansion that comes out. There may or may not be a couple of rewordings, but you're able to look at it. Now, if you can see, you have the original box, but now we have the also Introduction to Evil, which is a rework of the 4 of the originals. So, here we go. Now, I'm going to first show you the treasure tokens from which Davy Jones needs to capture all 5. So we have strength tokens, power tokens, and all that. So, essentially, with Davy Jones, you have 5 treasure tokens that need to be collected. And whenever you play a certain card, it gets revealed onto a hero face down. And then there's only, I believe there's only 2 or 3 cards that will allow you to actually reveal them. So, they are the key. The key says, when the key is revealed, you discard your hand. The next one we have is the treasure chest. Allies cannot be played to this location. Jack's compass. This hero gains +2 strength. Music box. The Kraken cannot be used to defeat the hero. Now, the Kraken is actually a very cool card. We'll show you in a little bit. And the heart. When the heart is collected, you lose all power. So those are the 5 treasure tokens that you need to capture as Davy Jones. Now, let's go ahead and look at the mover real quick. Davy Jones, there's his signature hat. And then you got his tentacles right here. This is actually a really sick mover. I really like it. Honestly, it might be a top 5 mover for me. Alright, then we got the shiny crab. Now, if you look at this in detail, it's actually got Maui's hook on it, which is pretty cool. And then you got the crab. Okay, so while I am taking off the protective covering for the realms, I will go ahead and show you this, the villain guide. Now, as you can see, it says collect all 5 treasure tokens. So the lost treasure setup right here. Place 5 treasure tokens face down off to the side of your realm, mix them up. He places the face down heroes with the cards Do You Fear Death and They're Here, which is an effect and a condition. Collecting treasure, you can reveal it with the black spot. When Hodris is discarded, you may reveal a face-down hero or a face-down treasure token. Bootstrap Bill, whenever it's moved or played, you may go ahead and reveal. Okay, and then here's the other side. We got all about the treasure tokens. We got a couple of heroes, but those are the effects. When it comes out, they'll most likely have that QR code ready to go but this is the villain guide of Davy Jones. And Tamatoa here is, their objective is you have to have the Heart of Tafiti and Maui's Hook at Tamatoa's lair, which is in the 3rd location. Then we have the Maui deck. So essentially, anytime Maui is revealed, before you start your turn, you have to reveal the top card and play it. Now, there are a couple of other cards that allow you to play it and, use it as an effect, but you must do that. And then you also have Maui's Hook. I will note, whenever you get faded and it's unattached, you gain 2 power, so don't forget about that. And then the opposite side, here we go. And then we have Moana and the Heart of Tafiti. We also have an interesting item with something shiny. I'll go ahead and show you that in a little bit. But that is essentially it for the villain guides. Now, let's go ahead and get into Davy Jones's deck and fate pile. So, if you can see, I think this is a really cool covering. You got the treasure chest, you got the hat, you got the swords and everything, the Flying Dutchman. So, we will go over the heroes first. Jack Sparrow. If Davy Jones is at Jack Sparrow's location, you may not perform a vanquish action. 3 strength. Will Tana. When he is played or moved, you may discard an ally with a strength of 2 or less from the new location. Okay. Then we have Elizabeth Swan. You gain +1 strength when another hero is played. James Norrington. This one is going to get a little bit annoying. When Davy Jones collects the treasure token, James gains 1 strength. However, when he's defeated, you get 2 power. So this is a pretty good trade-off. And then the crew of the Black Pearl gain +1 for every other hero in play. Now, there are only 5 heroes as for the 5 treasure tokens. So, just be aware of that. So there's 5 heroes and 10 effects and items. Alright, next up, where does it point? You may move 1 hero with a treasure token to any location. You may move 1 hero without a treasure token to any location. Same thing. We have another copy of that and another copy of that. So there are 3 copies of that card right here. Calypso's Love. Reduce Davy Jones' power to 2. Not says up to 2, but 2. So there's 3 copies of that. And then there's 3 copies of Curse You Jack Sparrow. Remove a treasure token from a hero, shuffle it into the supply, place a treasure token face down on a hero that does not have one. And then the last one is the Black Pearl. When you attach it and that hero is defeated, there's another hero at location. It gains +3 and it attaches to that. So that's a pretty unique fate deck. I like it. Alright, so here we go for the deck. Bootstrap Bill. When he is played or moved to a new location, you may reveal a treasure token on the hero at that new location. You have First Mate Macus. When it is used to defeat a hero, you may discard another ally from your realm instead of him. You have Clanker. This location gains a vanquish action. It's a 2/2. You have Hadris. It's a 2/2 as well. When he is discarded from play, reveal a face-down treasure token on a hero. That's any location, doesn't have to specifically be at his. The Kraken. When the Kraken is played, it is a 5 cost, but 8 strength. However, the Kraken is not discarded when it is used to defeat a hero with a revealed treasure token, except for the one where it says the Kraken cannot be used to vanquish this hero. And then we have 5 copies of the crew of the Flying Dutchman. Now, I will keep one of these to the side. Or actually, I'll just keep these to the side because for this, we have a very important card. And that is called the Flying Dutchman. It is an item. When Davy Jones is at this location, he may take a non-fate action at another location with the crew of the Flying Dutchman. So, let's say you have all 5 of these out, right? 1 at each location. And you are at this location, you can do an action at any of the other locations. However, I would like to point out, he has a location titled the Flying Dutchman, so you may not use, you cannot go to that location unless you have the item there and use it. So wherever this is in that location, that is the only place you can do it, not the actual Flying Dutchman location. Now we have 2 copies of Wake the Kraken. Discard an ally from play, find the Kraken, and play it to Davy Jones' location for free. So that's actually really helpful. That'll help you save 3 power. We got 2 copies of this condition. During their turn, if another player plays an ally, you may play Wyvern Speaks, draw 3 cards, and then discard 2 cards from your hand. Pretty powerful. Now we have 4 copies of Do You Fear Death? You reveal fate cards until you reveal a hero. Or, sorry, you find a hero. You discard the rest. You play that hero to any location and place a treasure token face down on that hero. Alright, then we have 2 copies of the Black Spot. You just reveal a treasure token that is face down on a hero. We have 2 copies of this condition, which is, I'll take that as a no. Now, you gotta pay close attention to this one. During their turn, if another player defeats a hero of 3 or more strength, you may play this condition. Choose 2 cards from your discard pile and put them in your hand. It's a very, very powerful condition. 2 copies of Friends Becoming Enemies. Trade 2 treasure tokens between 2 heroes or move a treasure token from one hero to another. Does not matter if they are revealed or not. We have the Chase. You may move a hero to a location with an ally. You got 3 copies of those. And then 2 copies of this condition. During their turn, if another player discards 2 or more cards, you may play this condition. Place a face-down treasure token on a hero without one. So, that is all of Davy Jones's deck and fate deck. So let's get into his realm. Life is cruel. Why should the afterlife be any different? Collect all 5 treasure tokens. And here is the grand reveal. Now, I'm sorry about the actual placement of everything. I just moved into an apartment, so it's not perfect yet. I'm just working on getting it set up. But, alright, let's go. Each individual location. The Flying Dutchman. The top action, you have play a card, Fate, and then you have gain 1 and Vanquish. Below deck, you have 2 player cards, action, gain 2 power, and a discard. Davy Jones's Quarter, 2 player cards, move a item or ally, and then gain 3. And then the Shoals of the Shipwreck Island, we have a Fate, play a card, move an item or ally, and a discard. And like I said, remember, if you're at this location without the actual item of the Flying Dutchman, you cannot take the item's Flying Dutchman effect. So, just be careful of that. But yeah, this is actually a very nice board. I kind of like the cyan color of it. It's really cool. And the animation style is really, really awesome. I love it. I'm so excited to play it. Alright, let's go ahead and go to Tamatoa's realm. What have we here? It's a sparkly, shiny, wait a minute. Oh, it's a human! So, Tamatoa's objective is you have to have the Heart of Defeaty and Maui's Hook at Tamatoa's lair, which is at the 3rd location. Now, normally, most places are at the 1st location. But no, it is finally in a different spot in the actual realm. Alright, his locations are, the first one is Impossible Cliffs. You have 2 player card actions, and a gain 2 and a discard. You have Loatai, which is gain 2, play a card, discard, and move an item or ally. Tamatoa's Lair, Fate, move an item or ally, play a card, and gain 1 power. And then the Bone Cage. It's essentially the same thing as Tamatoa's Lair, except there is a Vanquish, and they're switched. But that is the realm. I like the nice purple hue because purple's my favorite color, so I absolutely love it. All right, let's get into the Fate cards. We have Maui, of course, right here. He is an 8th strength. Before Tamatoa moves, he must reveal and play the top card of the Maui deck. So, let me go ahead and show you what the Maui deck is. It is these cards right here. Okay? So, they are indeed Hey Hey Maui. When revealed, immediately discard Hey Hey Maui, then reveal and play the next 2 Maui cards. You have Sharkhead Maui. All allies get +2 strength and all heroes get +1 strength. Sharktail Maui. It's essentially the same thing, it's just flipped. All allies get +1, heroes get +2. Fish Maui. Tamatoa reveals his hand. Gain 1 power for each condition in your hand, then discard the conditions. We have one of that. Pig Maui. Tamatoa immediately loses 3 power and draws 4 card. Reindeer Maui. Discard the top 2 from your Fate and Villain decks. Lizard Maui. Discards an item from the realm. Gain power equal to the ally strength, so that can be really useful. Sea Star Maui. On your next turn, Tamatoa does not have to move to a location, so essentially vanish from Maleficent. Shuffle together all allies in Tamatoa's realm, randomly distribute them between all locations as evenly as possible. And then Shark Maui, play the top card of your Fate deck on yourself, discard the top 2 villain cards from your Fate deck. From your deck. So, when he is out, that is exactly what you have to do before you move. So, that is Maui's deck and Maui. Next, we have Mini Maui. Look at the top 3 cards of the Maui deck and return them in any order. You got good old Moana, the actual princess. When Moana is played, if the Heart of Te Fiti is at her location, attach it to her. Okay. And then, I'm going to save the best Fate card for last. We have Escape. We got 2 copies of that. Move a hero or an attached item to an adjacent location. We have 3 copies of Something Shiny. Now, if you play Star Wars Villainous, this is kind of very similar to Jedi Holocron. But when Something Shiny covers actions like Hero and is not attached to heroes, heroes at this location cannot be defeated. When Tamatoa ends his turn at this location, discard it. So, that's pretty useful. And then 3 cards, or 3 copies of Maui Time. Find and play Maui, and find Maui's hook and attach it to Maui. Pretty simple. Now, the best Fate card, I'm going to say in all of Villainous, is... Let me do a slow reveal. We have Hey Hey the Chicken, and his ability is absolutely nothing. He's just there. Like Hey Hey is. Just dumb like rocks. So, I think that's absolutely hysterical. I love it. It's sort of a troll card, and I love troll cards. It's great. And then also, we still have 3 more, my bad. We have 2 copies of this, still upside down. Maui loses half of his power, rounded up. And then we actually have the Heart of Te Fiti. Play the Heart of Te Fiti unattached to any location. Find Moana and attach the Heart of Te Fiti her at the location. When Moana is defeated, move the Heart of Te Fiti to Tamatoa's side of the realm at this location. Okay, so that is the Maui deck and the Fate deck. So let's get into the villain deck with the Fish Monster. Fish Monster can be used in vanquish actions against heroes in adjacent locations. We have 4 copies of 8-eyed bats. Each time an ally is played, you may move 8 bats to their location. We got the Tree Monster. When Tree Monster is used to defeat a hero, you may move any card in play to a new location. Now, be very mindful. It says any card. Any card. Top realm or the bottom of the realm. Sloth Monster. Heroes at this location get -1. We have Maui's Hook. It is a no-cost card. While Maui's Hook is unattached, each time a Fate action targets you, you gain 2 power. When Maui is defeated, while Maui Hook is attached, it returns to the same location in Tamatoa's realm. Fish Are Dumb. 2 condition copies of this. During their turn, and if an opponent takes 2 or fewer actions, play Fish Are Dumb, gain 3 power. Now, be very mindful of this. It does not mean as soon as somebody moves to a location, you can play it. It has to be throughout the entire time of their turn. So let's say if you're playing as Davy Jones, right? And the Davy Jones quarter top is covered and you only have to play a 3 and gain 3 and play a card, those are the only 2 actions you were played, then you can play it. Just be very careful and read the actual cards. We got Bait, 2 copies of that. Draw a card for each hero in your realm. Can be very useful just to kind of help mull through that deck. 2 copies of Another Condition. It says, during their turn, if another player plays an ally with 3 or less strength, you may play Not So Tough. On your next turn, all cards cost 1 less power. Now, we got 4 copies of not exactly Maui Time. You reveal the top card of a Maui deck. You may play it or discard it. We got Trapped, 2 copies of that. You may take 1 non-fate action cover by any hero. Nice and Shiny, gain 2 power. Shuffle Maui's discard back into his deck. We got 2 copies of I'll Tell You in Song. Shuffle 3 discard villain cards into your deck, and you draw 2 cards. Got 2 copies of the Undetermined Cost. You look like seafood. Essentially, if a hero has 7 strength, you pay 7 power and you defeat it. Powerless, give a hero up to 3 -1 strength locations. And then 3 copies of Crustacean with the power of creation. You may shuffle your fate discard pile into your deck. Reveal the top 4 items. Top 4 cards. Play each item revealed to a different location. Discard remaining effect cards. Alrighty, y'all. So that is it on the unboxing for this expansion. Now, like I said, this is actually coming out at the end of July or beginning of August. So you can go to Target.com and pre-order yours now. It is very exciting that this time is upon us. I will be going ahead and recording gameplay footage so everyone will be able to see how it gets played. And then I'm also going to record some matches with some people. And then that way you can see how it plays against other villains as well. So, like I said, y'all, can't wait for this to actually come out and everyone can play. Go ahead and drop a like, subscribe, comment. Are you excited for Davy Jones and Tamatoa? What other villains are you excited to potentially see in the future? Me personally, I would love... Now, this is just my thinking. I think it would be awesome. Sort of how Oogie Boogie was released as a solo expansion. I think it would be cool if the Sanderson sisters were released as a single box for Halloween. Other than that, I really appreciate y'all's love and support. I know I have not been active on this channel. I've had a lot of stuff going on. However, I am getting ready to start gearing up some more content. It will be very cool. Movie reviews, Villainous gameplay. I'm going to be doing tier rankings on movies, and I'm also going to, after I have played these villains, I am going to rank all 30 Disney Villainous characters in terms of who I think is best. So that is it, y'all. Like I said, once again, I really appreciate you watching this. If you have any questions, please comment below. I will try to answer them as best as possible. But other than that, Lord of the Plains, I am out. Peace, love, and freedom. And good luck on your treacherous tides that await you.